hello. Hello. You hear in the background? I gotta keep talking because the crawlers will crawl me out. Baby talk! Now, do want me again. Do want me again. This is the baby talk. Alright, let me turn baby talk off here. Can I find baby talk? I don't see baby talk. Oh my god, baby talk is still on and I'm gonna get it. Here it is, here it comes. Don't crawl me, don't crawl me. There we go. Now, listen, I just wanted to give another pedophile song to the Mormons in trying to, hey, what if I put this on my face? I can't see shit! No, I will not talk! No! Waterboard me! Did you know a Mormon invented waterboarding? I don't know. Anyway, baby talk. Now, I want to give you some advice today again. I'm kind of into this driving mode. I don't know why, because I think senior driving is safe, but it appears it may not be. Now, let me give you an example. Today, I decided to drive an hour and a half to a wonderful place. My wife and I rode together. Mercy's great to try to keep me awake. Now, here's what I'm trying to advise you old people to do if you need to learn how to stay awake. Hey, I was an old bus driver at BYU, and you know, I stayed awake pretty well because I was carrying skiers, and those ski bunnies, oh my God, my eyes were this big all the time, looking up in that mirror. What are you looking at? Oh, I'm looking at the cars behind me. Every ski bunny in the world was on the back of that bus from BYU. And even if they're Mormons, they're eligible for barred entrance into my celestial kingdom. I have a heaven too. Anyway. I was driving down there today, and as an old bus driver, here's some suggestions. Number one, don't let it be too hot in the car. Open the window. Now today it was 28 degrees. When you open the window, you don't wake up, you just freeze to the windshield. But it'll wake you a little bit, so you roll the window down. Well, now everybody in the car is screaming, roll the window up, so there's noise. There's confusion, and you stay awake. And they didn't know you were falling asleep. They thought you farted. Now, the other thing is, when you're driving along, at night especially, I turn on the inside lights. Now, I can't see shit out the window, but I was asleep anyways, so it doesn't matter. But when you look around the cab and you see everything, the old Coke that spilled and the potato chips between your legs, you go, hey, and you wake up a little bit, so you turn that off. Now, I have Sirius radio. I don't know what the hell it is. There's like 200 channels. If you can't find something on there that you're interested in, you're dead. You're dead. Go from doo-wop to moo-wop, mo-wop. Anyway, I listen to the radio. I change the channels. Sometimes I change my seat position. Jeannie, God, I'm senile. That was one of my old wives. Mercy will go, what the hell? I'm going, nothing, I'm just relaxing. You getting tired? I go, no, Bart don't get tired. Bart knows how to drive. Now, back in the old days, I could drive 11 hours straight, no problem. Ride right from BYU to California to my parents' home, back and forth, sleep overnight one night, drive right back. Now, an hour and a half now is a little more difficult than 11 hours. So anyway, I'm driving today. Oh, get this out of the way. I was driving today, and yes, I did. Came in, and my daughter said, "You had a hamburger, Dad." I go, "Yeah." Allison knows. See that shit, the mustard on there. So I'm driving along, and Mercy will say, "Are you okay?" Now, when I hit those strips, those rumble strips, I said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just testing my tires." You sure? Hey, does the Bard lie? The Bard lie? No, Bard don't lie. So the rumble strips are a bitch. If you're in the fast lane, if I'm in the fast lane, I hit them on the left side. If I'm in the slow lane, I hit them on the right. But anyway, I'm just testing my tires and the air pressure gauges, making sure they're working. And so today, I had sunglasses on. Sunglasses and old people, I don't know why we wear sunglasses. But I think when we're driving, it's to hide that we're going to sleep. So I'm driving along, and pretty soon I'm not looking at anything. I'm just, as soon as I do that, Mercy goes, "You okay?" I said, "Hell yeah. The bar's okay. The bar's an old bus driver. I have pride. I can drive." She says, "Well, your eye that I was looking at was getting smaller and smaller." I said, "That's irrelevant. I can see with small eyes." So I try to fool her. And this is a suggestion, just a suggestion. If you're driving, guys, close the right eye. That really freaks them out because they think you're asleep. But you're resting that eye. See, it's a trick. You're resting that eye, and so she looks over and, ah, ah, ah. I love it when she goes, ah, because it's a Filipino dance. Your eye's closed. I said, "Yeah, but the other one's open." "Oh, I didn't know." Well, then you close both eyes. Next, because she doesn't know. And you can sleep. You can sleep. "You okay?" I said, "I think so." And I'm resting both of my eyes. Now, these are just some suggestions as you get older. Now, the nice thing about getting older, too, is the speed control. When I set the speed control, she doesn't notice I go fast, slow. I'm asleep. Fast, slow, fast. You know? And the wheel, I just tie my belt around it and tack it to the power window and just roll it up in there, and it just stays steady. Just stays steady down the road. So if any of you are having trouble, I'm not. I'm wide awake all the time. You can use some of these suggestions. And they're approved by the Highway Patrol. And there's signs that said no fatigue driving, so I just don't get fatigued. And now, shit, I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to do this. Now, there's some tricks. That now, if your children are in the room for family home evening, this is the time to take them out. And you Mormons, this is the time to turn off the bar. When I used to drive back and forth to BYU at 11 hours, even at 18, 19, 21, that was quite a chore, 11 hours. And it was sometimes hard to stay awake. I had a beautiful 69 Z28 with a Hearst 4-speed and a 302 engine in it. Hot as hell. And in those days, Nevada didn't have a speed limit. So you could take it up to 100, 110 as long as you had control and as long as you had a car that could do it. Nevada Highway Patrol wouldn't say anything. Now, here's the X-rated part. A lot of you girls, I've noticed I've lost girl viewers. Women are not watching me. It reminds me a lot of BYU. Anyway, 70% now are men, and 30% are women, and it used to be 50-50. So, obviously, the crudeness, the rudeness, and the ugly, and the fat, and the bald, it didn't fly here either. Anyway, I'm driving along, and I had some, Jesus, I had some cute wives. I've really had cheerleaders and just beautiful women that are, and I've had a couple of dogs too. Ow! Who let the dogs out? I don't know, but they came to my wedding. Anyway, there's times that I was driving when I was younger, and my wife, I won't mention her, well, not her, their names, and I would turn to them and I'd say, "Bart's tired." They knew what that meant. They would say, "Wife tired, we'll lay in your lap. You will be taking a nap." So anyway, you know, I love speed control because back in the old days we didn't have speed control. And that Z28, you know, I would cruise it right at 90, 95, 100. And then she wanted to sleep in my lap at my request. And right at the end of her nap, that son of a bitch was going 125, 130. And that would attract the Highway Patrol. And anyway, that is another very common way to stay awake. Now, Here's one of the problems. If you don't have your wife or your girlfriend with you, what do? Well, I'm glad I'm not in jail. These are not true stories. I'm just making this shit up, those that are authorities. You can take a Hustler magazine and glue it onto the steering wheel. Now, this is in an emergency, okay? This is not something that goes on all the time. Well, maybe it did go on. I don't remember. I do remember, but the part is now lying. You put that Hustler magazine on there, and you say to yourself, this is an emergency. And I was a Mormon, of course, back in those days. And I would say, Heavenly Father, forgive me, but I don't want to die. If I die, the police will find me with my hand unzipped and Mr. Johnson hanging out. Please don't let me die. And, Jesus was good to me. I didn't die. But again, you've got to be careful with no speed control. You push that son of a bitch gas pedal to the floor. There's just smoke rolling out the back, and it's going fast. It's going fast. So anyway, there are some emergency procedures if you're a Mormon and you can't stay awake, and if you have a wife or a girlfriend with you, there's nap time. And the other one, I had a cute wife, just a beautiful wife, and I would say to her, honey, I can't stay awake. I may kill you and the baby. Well, when you put it that way, she'll do anything. I always put it that way. And so, she would ride with no panties in the passenger seat. I'm driving along. I get tired. Run off the road. Honey, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Whoa, I'm really okay now. She was so cute. She was just a tease all the time. Anyway, I don't know why I divorced that one. She was good. So these are some techniques for driving. Now, if you take a Utah driving test, I'd suggest that you use all of these, because in Utah, this is all very common. When I was very, very young as a father, I held my kids. There were no seat belts. There were no shoulder harnesses. Ralph Nader was a baby. And I used to hold my kids, and I would hold them with a bottle and drive with my legs. Now that I'm old, I used to be able to drive with all three legs. Now I'm down to two legs, so, I'm a little more careful. And, of course, the kids now have to be in a seat belt or a car seat and a shoulder harness. So, anyway, I just wanted to let you know how to stay awake. I was practicing some of that today. Now, the nap time and the Hustler, you don't do if you have the kids in the car. And so they would keep me awake. I would be reaching, reaching over the seat. Shut up, quiet. He's touching me. He's looking at me. Don't look at her. He's thinking about me. Don't think about, that would keep me awake. I used to travel all the time with families and children. I drove a Volkswagen Bug back from California, and someone gave me a small chest of drawers, and I had the baby with me and my oldest daughter, and so there was no room for the baby. I had the back totally full and the chest in the front seat where the front seat goes, and I had the front seat taken out. So just a big chest there. And I drove into the home, and my wife came out, and she said, where's the baby? I said, open the top drawer. There was Michelle. She was tiny, fairly newborn, and she was just laying in the top shelf, and you could just pull the shelf, take the baby. So it was like a baby holder. The whole, I could have had 5 or 6 kids. She was my first, so I was trying this bunk bed idea out. So anyway, I've had good times driving. I love to drive. I really do. I love to drive. And drove bus, never hurt anybody, never got a ticket. I told you I haven't had a ticket in 50 years. I just have a judge that's a friend of mine that just keeps fixing them. Anyway, I do still have health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins of sinews, power and priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. This bard's gone.